Hi guys, it's Kaz. Yes, I got sunburnt. Ooh, it's an attractive tan. But today we're going to be doing the end of year book tag. So this tag was created by the lovely Ariel Bissett. I'll have a link down below to the original video and her channel, but I'm very excited to be doing this video. As I mentioned, this is the end of year book tag, but this is also going to be doubling up as my December TBR, since some of these questions do touch upon things that I'm planning on reading before the end of the year. I also apologize. It's very hot today, so I need a breeze coming in if you can hear the outside world. I have my windows open. Hopefully it's not too distracting. And now for a quick word from our sponsor. I'm so excited to be working with Skillshare again for this video, and if you have never heard of them before, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands upon thousands of classes on a whole range of topics that are perfect for expanding your creativity and exploring your curiosity. Some of the class topics that you'll find include photography, illustration and animation, productivity, marketing. One of the classes that I am currently in the middle of is called iPhone Photography, how to shoot and edit conceptual photos on your phone. And this one is a really cool class. I've been feeling uninspired and really uncreative with the photos I've been taking, therefore I haven't been posting much recently, so I thought that a class like this could be a good way to kickstart posting photos again. Skillshare offers a premium membership which gives you unlimited access to all of the classes, and it's a pretty affordable price as well. If you get the annual subscription, it ends up being less than $10 a month. But the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. You guys know I've been working with Skillshare for a while now. It's something that I really have enjoyed personally and would absolutely recommend giving it a go yourself. So be sure to click on the link in my description, check it out for yourself, and it also helps support me as well. So anywho, let's jump straight in to the questions. Are there any books that you started this year that you still need to finish? Why, yes. If you saw one of my recent videos, I talked about most of the books that I have started reading and have not yet finished. Quite a few of these are from this year. I will admit that since filming that video, I have come across 2 more books that I started maybe 4 years ago that I still haven't read but have every intention of finishing, but that's beside the point. There are a few books that I have started in 2020, have not yet finished. Some of them are not super high priorities, but 2 of them are. We have Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This was one of my book club picks. I unfortunately didn't get time to finish the whole thing before the live show because the other book we had for book club kind of put me in a bit of a reading slump. It took me forever to read. In retrospect, I wish I had read this one first because I don't think I would have had the same issue. This is a book set in the 1920s, I believe, in Mexico, and we follow a character who accidentally frees a Mayan god of death and gets caught up in that world. It's really cool, loving the Mayan mythology, and I'm almost halfway through, so I will get to it. I will get to it. And the other book I have is Binti, The Night Masquerade by Nnedi Okorafor. So this is the 3rd and final book, I believe, in the Binti trilogy? Yes, trilogy. It's super short. I was reading it for, I think, the reading rush, and I got quite close to the end before falling asleep on the final day of the readathon. I got further than this, but because I was so sleepy, I didn't retain some of this, so I just kind of flicked back to a point where I was like, okay, yes, I do remember this happening, and I've marked that point, and this is where I'm going to read from when I do get around to finishing this book. I started reading it in July, August, when was the readathon? A few months ago, so it's really not going to take me that long. I just need to bite the bullet and do it. If any of you did watch that video that I mentioned where I talk about the books I'd started but yet to finish, I mentioned the fact that I had one book in particular which I was devastated that I hadn't finished yet because I lost my copy or just misplaced my copy, and I'm happy to say that I found my copy of The Obelisk Gate and have since finished reading the book. So just want to have it on record here. I have finished. It was great. I'm so excited to read book 3, but mildly terrified. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know all is well in the world. I have found my book. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of year? No, I do not. It is the end of spring here in Australia. So living in the Southern Hemisphere, obviously the seasons are flipped. to that of many people that I follow and a lot of the media that I consume. So I'm always seeing the white, cold Christmases, and here I'm like dying of hate. So there's a lot of things that conflict in terms of my season and a lot of the stuff that I see that is seasonal. So I find that I don't really read to match the season a lot. Anyway, that was just a long-winded way of me saying, no, I do not. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? I don't think there are any books yet to be released that I'm still waiting on. However, there are a couple of books that have come out in the past 2 weeks or so that I don't yet own, but are ones that I'm really excited about, so I figured I'd just talk about those ones in the meantime. So first up I have These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. So this is a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet, but set in 1920s Shanghai. And I heard that and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm into that. And the other book is Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. If you're not aware, I am participating in the Stormlight Archive read-along. By the time you see this video, I think we will be just about to do our live show for Words of Radiance, which is book 2 in the series. And we're basically doing this read-along to kind of read or reread the first 3 books in the series in time to read Rhythm of War. Book 4 now has already published, so I will be getting to it as soon as possible. I'm just waiting for a very exciting copy to arrive in the mail. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Ooh, okay, so I think priority number 1 is going to be reading Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, which is book 3 in the Stormlight Archive. Obviously I need to read that before getting to Rhythm of War, so that's definitely one of the books I need to read. Tying into that as well, I also want to read Edgedancer, and I think it's Dawn Shard. So I think Edgedancer is technically book 2.5 in the series and Dawn Shard is 3.5, I think. So before I read Oathbringer, I'm going to read Edgedancer, then before the Rhythm of War, I'll read Dawn Shard. So I think they're technically like short stories within the world that are helpful to read between the books. So I just wanted to give that an honorable mention because I will also be reading those. This was on my November TBR, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So I think I'd also like to read this. And then I have 2 thriller books, which I'm not going to mention by name, but they are the last 2 books that I need to read for my book bubble reading outside of my comfort zone series, where I try thrillers, and I've read 3 thrillers so far and I just need to read the last 2, so those are also on my list because I had hoped to finish them all in October. Hasn't happened yet. Is there a book you think could shock you and become a favorite book of the year? I don't know, actually. Thinking of the books that I need to read, like Binti doesn't feel like a favorite. I'm enjoying Gods of Jade and Shadow, but I doubt that it's going to be my absolute favorite. Cruel Prince I think I will enjoy, but again, my prediction is it will probably be a 4-star. And then in terms of the Brandon Sanderson, Oathbringer I'm expecting to really enjoy, but I don't know if it's going to be like my favorite of the year. So I'm going to say potentially Oathbringer. Could surprise me and actually turn out to be a favorite, but I think it's going to be tricky to contend with a couple of the other books that I've really loved this year and quite high up the list, so we'll see. Have you already started making reading plans for 2021? I have not. I made some pretty comprehensive reading plans for 2020 and they all went down the drain. I made like a list of I think 20 books that I wanted to read this year. I've probably read 7. I had a list of series that I wanted to finish. I wanted to reread 10 books and just none of it has happened, so I don't want to think about 2021 at this stage. It's just not gonna happen. That concludes this video. So that is the end of the end of year book tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to click on the link below. Check Skillshare out. Maybe give the trial a go if you're interested. It would really help support me. I really enjoy working with Skillshare and would like to continue to. So it'll be a huge help showing them that I'm worth working with. That's all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon in a new video. But until then, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye!